Good morning, Sojourning Bible in a Year listeners. This is Pastor Dave Berkey. I am the voice that you have been listening to for the past year, reading through the Bible, particularly through the New King James Version. And I'm here this morning because I have a request of you. I am gearing up to try something different in 2025. The Lord's been doing a lot in my life. I might do a specific episode, just a little bit more of my testimony and what's been happening over the past year or so to give you a little bit more insight into the background of things. But in particular this morning, I was hoping you might be able to help me below this episode within Spotify. So you need to be listening on Spotify. There is a poll that I'm going to post 2 questions. And I was really hoping to engage a little bit of your response if you would like to join us in 2025 to read through the Bible again. The first is, would you prefer to stick with the New King James Version, or how would you feel about going through the NASB next year? Through Bible College, the main translation that we utilized through all of our classes was the NASB. Now, it doesn't read as fluidly as the New King James Version, but it is a much closer translation to the original languages. And so the nuances there are a little bit more academic than they are fluid language-wise. Nonetheless, still a great translation. So would you prefer to continue with the New King James Version, or how would you feel about going through the NASB in 2025? And then the second question is, how would you like to read through the Bible next year? I've been toying around with doing a little bit more of maybe finding a chronological Bible reading plan, and or one in which we don't read through the whole Bible, but instead we take a book a month to read through. So it's going to have 3 options there. And then ultimately, based upon the way that I get engagement from those that have already been a part of this, my plan for 2025 is to read through the Bible on video, mainly for Spotify and podcasts, but I'm also going to be utilizing it in YouTube, and I will attempt to be doing it live every morning, broadcasting to Facebook, YouTube, and then uploading to this podcast platform. So you can be praying for me as I kind of navigate that. But right now, today, if you're clicking on and listening to this, I would be so grateful if you would just take a few minutes and honestly answer the 2 questions in the poll below. And then maybe after the holiday here, when we get moving through some things, I will give you an update on what the plan is for 2025, beginning January 1. That's all I wanted this morning. If you're not able to see this is a video podcast. So if you're watching on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, you can also watch, and that will be a new component starting next year of the way in which I want to proceed. So anyway, I wanted to thank you. I wanted to commend you for sticking through with this. The first time that we did it a couple of years ago, I think by this time we had 20 or 30 people that were hanging on. And so to have 300 to 350 active daily listeners to the Bible in a year, that is a fantastic thing in my mind. The last thing that I will say, and I'm not even going to give you a link right now, but I am a local church pastor. I've had to make some changes this year just because of finances. I picked up a job, so I'm bivocational at this point. But I really believe in keeping these things ad-free. And saying that, though, it is an awful lot of work behind the scenes. It's not just coming in here and recording. There's editing that takes place. There's reposting that takes place. And so if you so feel led at the end of this year, I'm not going to offer it right now. I'm going to share a little bit more of that before January 1. But I would ask you to consider maybe contributing to this podcast. Again, I always would encourage it to be an extra thing. So if you're a part of a local congregation, which I hope and pray that you are, that is your first priority. If there's some extra that you would like to contribute, it is tax deductible. It will be through the church, which is through the church's accountability. And in doing so, you'll also get reports and whatnot, and it is tax deductible. Again, that just something to consider and think about. I don't even like talking about money, but as I just mentioned, I started being bivocational, and it would really help alleviate a little bit of the extra time for me that it takes to consistently be posting, especially if I plan to do this daily and alive via video like this. Anyway, I really am grateful for you joining and very thankful for you. And I hope and pray that the Lord has been so gracious and merciful, and his hand of blessing has been on you, even if it's just been simply beginning and starting. I've heard little bits of the stories here and there. I'm really looking forward to opening up the opportunity for some more engagement with you in this coming year ahead. So God bless you. And Lord willing, you are gearing up with me and ready to begin again January 1. Our Bible reading is going to finish up here, and so you'll have a week or so to sort of recollect, consider, pray about what you're going to do in the coming year. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Merry Christmas, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye.